because it is actually 6 something in the morning and it is still dark outside, which is weird, which is very, very weird because normally it's there we go, put a little light on the subject. All right, hold on, I'm trying to set up there we go. I don't need it to be that high up. There we go. All right, what's up, man? Welcome to the Carter Podcast. I'm your host, Carter the Boss. All right, I know y'all was like, where he at? He wasn't here yesterday. No, I was not here yesterday. I was sick. I had a doctor's appointment I had to deal with. But today I said, let me hop on and we going to talk about some stuff that I said I would never talk about. We going to talk about politics. We going to talk about the NBA that don't stand for what you think it stand for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the basketball. Uh, so let's start with the politics. The politics, right? Y'all saw that the lady got shot by the cop in Chicago. They calling that murder, right? They calling it murder. We realize that when anybody of color gets killed, it's called murder. But if you return the favor to the person who killed you, they happen to have a badge, it's called capital murder. We need to change the scenario on what's murder and what's capital murder. The lady had some water in a sink, and the cop told her that he was going to shoot her in the face. The same cop has been in 5 different departments, if I ain't mistaken. We got to do better. We got to do better. Now, this woman was assassinated. That was an assassination. You know what I'm saying? Uh, when Trump got grazed by a bullet, they wanted the whole Secret Service to be shut down. This woman got assassinated. You know what I'm saying? By an overzealous officer. They're like, oh well, we fired him and we arrested him for murder. Okay, well, what else? What else? See, we know that people get mad when you say Black Lives Matter, because all lives really do matter. But it hits different when you kill somebody in cold blood murder who's in her kitchen with a pot of water in the sink, because she never said she's gonna throw it on a man. And last thing I know is, like, if somebody throws water at you, you can take some steps back. It ain't, water don't just fly forever. It just, the more water in the pot, the more it just hits the ground faster, right? I just want y'all to point out the difference in when a white kid tries to assassinate a former president versus when an officer assassinates a black woman in her kitchen. That's what I just want y'all to understand as far as that go. I have a lot of people who are like, man, that was cold hearted. No, dog, that was an assassination. And that's not the first time it's happened. I'm not saying that white people don't go through it, but let me explain something to you white people real quick. And I love everybody, but let me explain this to y'all. If you don't speak on it, we don't know about it. You understand what I'm saying? I believe like everybody has the right to due process and march and all of that. Good morning. That was indeed an assassination. Absolutely, it was an assassination. Here's what happens though, and I'm going to hold my African American people, because I'm black and Puerto Rican. I'm going to hold the Latino community. I'm going to even hold the white community accountable. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, absolutely. So here's what I'm saying to y'all. Because we allow disrespect in where we're at, the United States of America, we allow disrespect, and this is what I'm about to show y'all. The disrespect comes when we had a president say it was okay to grab women. A white president said it's okay to grab women on their vaginas, like invade their private area, right? Nothing will happen. Can you imagine if Obama said, hey, go and just grab women on their vaginas. He's going to get impeached. We have to start holding each other to the same accountability. Take away Democrat, take away Republic, and let's just talk about human decency. Let's talk about human decency. Nobody has the right to violate nobody. Nobody. We all have the right to say no. We all have the right to disagree. And we all have the right to live our life accordingly to the way we want to live it. Now, what I'm saying to y'all is this. Every time we turn around and somebody dies, or somebody gets an attempted assassination, right? The Democrats didn't say nothing. The Republicans got upset and said what? Did you see how they went after the lady? She was like, look, I don't have the answer for you. Give me a few days. I'll get the answer for you. Nah, you lying. You full of shit. All the white folks was mad in Congress that day. Not a Pepper or I don't know what you talking about. But instead of saying, how did somebody get on a roof, right? How does somebody get on a roof? People seen this. Nobody did nothing. Allegedly, they said they went up there and he said that he was part of the SWAT team or the sharpshooters or something like that. Did you see how young this dude looked? He ain't part of no SWAT team, no sharpshooters. He ain't part of none of that. You ain't asked for no paperwork. You know what that was called? They wanted to get rid of that boy. I'm talking about Trump. They was trying to get rid of that boy. Right? Because think about it. When Obama was in office, they had a bulletproof glass in front of him. They had all kind of stuff going on. People saw that guy climb up on. Exactly. They saw him climb up. Nobody stopped and said, let me check your credentials. Because the Secret Service sometimes has people on roofs just like scoping. We understand that. But I was raised in the projects. I've never seen a person hit everybody but the target. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell people is like, stop looking at it as if like he was trying to hit him, right? He was trying to hit him. He wasn't trying to hit him. You ever shot at somebody? You shoot at him, you pop him. You know what I'm saying? Secret Service is usually more. Exactly. Did you see how the lady had the camera as soon as the shooting started? She started videotaping. Come on, man. We Americans, we not dumb. We not dumb, y'all. Not at all. It's unfortunate to man. What are you talking about? Exactly. I'm not going to say Trump did it for votes, but what I am going to say is this. People, stop looking at the persons, what they did before. They're like, so here's the big thing, right? Because Kamala Harris is running now and all that, right? Let me explain something to y'all. I wouldn't care if Bubbles the monkey was running. I want the best person that can bring the United States back to its glory days, whatever that was. Everybody's like, well, Trump's going to make America great again. He didn't make it great the first trip around. Biden didn't make it great this trip. I'm a 100% understand person. And I agree. I'm one of them people. Make sure you. What's up, y'all? I'm one of them people. I want the best candidate, right, to represent us. Here's the problem I have. If you're gonna run for presidency, I think we need to have an age limit, because some of these your brain is playing Marco Polo. And I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people. If you want to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. If you want to vote for Kamala Harris, vote for Kamala Harris. But make sure you're voting for the right reasons. Because somebody asked me, Carter, when Obama was in office, I had never even heard of Obama. I never knew who he was. You know why I voted for him? Because he was black. Wrong reasons. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I voted for the man because he was black. I said I want somebody in the office that looked like me, right? Didn't know nothing about the man, nothing. But the one thing I did realize is the best president we had was Bill Clinton. That was the best president we had. So now we go and help every country, right? Look at all the money we done gave. We just gave $1 billion, almost what, $6 billion to Ukraine or something. And then I walked outside my house and I saw homeless people. How in the fudge do we help everybody but the people here at home? Hey, we're going to be honest. Yes, 3 billion. Okay, so we'll help all these other countries, but we won't take care of the home front. Everybody talking about the border this, the border that. I'm sorry to say this, y'all. The people in Mexico are hardworking people. The Spanish people are hardworking people. They're not taking jobs from us that we want to do. They're doing the jobs that don't nobody want to do. I climb up on a roof, tar the roof, all that shit. And I ain't seen not one white, black dude want to be outside that long. Sorry. We gonna be honest, let's be honest. I've done that job before. I did it for one day and realized it wasn't for me. Was not for me. When I tell you Hispanic people can do the job that I'm never gonna do, I ain't climbing up out there. Nope. Nope. I ain't doing it. Them some hardworking motherfuckers right there. And I respect them. Now, do I think that every Hispanic, if you do some illegal shit, should be allowed in it? No. If you did something illegal, you need to stay where you at. But for the hard-working Hispanic people trying to make a difference in their children and families' life, absolutely let them come. This is their land anyway. This their land. This their land. People say, how? Because they Indians. This is their shit. Christopher Columbus, who found America and all that. I don't know how you find some shit where there's already people at, but okay, you can't put a name to it. All right, cool. But this is their shit. This is their land. My home from Mexico owns a company. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you out there getting it legally and you got it out the mud, you deserve everything you get. Now, let me explain something to you. Greg Abbott is a moron. A fucking moron. Everything that come out his mouth is moron type shit, right? But I agree with one thing he's saying. We got to protect the border. Which means you can't let criminals just come through here and just run rampant. You just can't do it. They have a vast amount of Native Americans. Exactly. What about the... Okay, let's talk about the fentanyl epidemic. So Austin, Texas has a high risk. Like everybody's been dying in Austin from fentanyl. Let me ask you a question. How in the hell are you getting your hands on fentanyl? Because I don't know a fentanyl shop around here. How are kids getting their hands on that? How they want to blame social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all of that, right? They want to blame all that. Where the fuck are you parents at? You mean to tell me you can't talk to your kid and tell your kid, look, if you take this, you're going to die? You mean to tell me you can't tell your kid that? You going to tell me that if I tell my son or my daughters, yo, if you drink enough of this shit, it's going to mess up your liver and you're going to die. They ain't going to be like, wait a minute. And if they continue to do it, I'm not blaming the people that sold it to you. I'm blaming you for not listening to me. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealers are drug dealers, but drug takers and drug users are just that. If it's a choice. The only people I give a pass to is the ones that come from the military and they trying to like PTSD, they got pain and they taking medication. CBD has one called Delta 10, right? Delta 10 works the greatest for arthritis, back pain, PSD, PTSD, all that stuff, right? I'm not saying everything is bad, but when you start doing heroin, cocaine, uh, fentanyl, yes, you're gonna die eventually. My cousin died from his weed being laced with fentanyl. And whoever laced it should be doing life in prison. You're going to take unto otherwise. Well, you know what? If you take it and you die, then that's the otherwise. That's the otherwise. Because let me make it clear to you. Every time somebody dies, right, from a drug, what do we say? Oh, it's the person who made its fault. No, it's your fault because your kids are not being properly trained. And what I mean by that is 90% of you parents now are friends with your kids. You drink with your kids, you party with your kids. You don't guide your kids. You're handing them the tools to destroy themselves. Let's keep it real. We're not going to blame society for your kids fuck up. We're going to blame you. Miss Mama and Mr. Daddy. We're going to blame you. Your kid is going through something, you need to focus on what your children are doing. If you're drinking alcohol in front of your kids, hey, don't worry about it when you're not around and your kid starts drinking. Blame yourself. This is what it is. It's called the politication of life. That's what it is. And I'm about to hit y'all with something right now, and y'all about to be like, damn, he didn't have to go there, but he going there. You know what? I told my friend yesterday, I said, look, the NBA stands for, I'm going to say it the political way. Negroes be acting, but you know what I really want to say. Negroes be acting. You know what that stands? You know what that means? You ever gave somebody a bunch of money with no guidance? They start acting a fool. That's why I say Negroes be acting. Negroes be acting. You know what I'm saying? They go, you give somebody $1 million, right? They got a whole ghetto starter kit. They go buy the big chain, all the Jordans they can afford. They go buy the most expensive car. And they have yet to go put a down payment on their house or pay it off. Period. Period. I don't blame my parents. I used to do bad things that wasn't my parents' fault. I rebelled. My parents taught me not to do it, and I did things either way. I wouldn't blame parents. No. I blame parents. I blame parents from the age of 0 to 18. Like my mom told me, from 0 to 18, everything I taught you, anything you do wrong is my fault. From 0 to 18. After 18, everything you do is your fault because you're an adult now. But from 0 to 18, I got to take that hit. I also blame the school system. I work in the school system. You can't blame the school system. Let me tell you why. The school system is there to educate your children, right? Why they have your kids in school. The home system is to educate your children for life. School system is just to educate your kids through a book. You're supposed to educate your kids through life. That's just what it is. 86% of our children go to prison. Why? Because we didn't educate them correctly at home. We said, don't do, but the best teacher of life is self-taught. Sometimes it results in death. But let me get back to this NBA. So Negroes be acting is, you want to show off for everybody. You want to, by the time, if I give you $1 million, you want to bring the whole hood with you. No, everybody can't go with you on this journey. Everybody can't go with you on this journey. The school system is effed up in Chicago and major cities. Well, I'm from New York, and I'm gonna say this. I live in a big city over here where I'm at. The school system is messed up because of this. COVID happened. Virtual learning, most kids can't even learn virtually. Most kids have to learn hands-on. Second of all, the teachers get sucky pay, so they gonna give you lackluster effort. So it's not like the 70s, the 80s, and early 90s where you had that teacher that came to work, she had her resources, he had his resources, and they cared about the kids. We in the new era of the new teacher who wants to get paid, which they should, but at the same time, we're looking at children who can't even pass the basic math, reading, and writing test. Why? Because video games came in and told us that they don't need to go to school. Send them to trade school. They don't need to be lawyers and doctors anymore. I don't feed that crap to my kids. I'm like, yo, you got to do what you got to do. Teachers should definitely be paid way more. So let me explain something to you. A bus driver got the hardest job in the world. And let me explain something to you. When a bus driver gets your kid, he don't know if he getting your happy kid, your sad kid, or your mad kid. We don't know which one of your kids that we grabbing early in the morning. But your kid confides in a bus driver more than he confides in anybody else. I've had children tell me that they want to hurt themselves because their parents are not listening to them. You understand? Oh yeah, paramedics for sure. But understand this. If we don't stop the bullshit, then we uphold the nonsense. The justice system needs a redo. Roe versus Wade, the abortion thing, put it back. If you overpopulate, you can't provide correctly. I'm not saying use abortion as a way of I don't want kids. Nah, if you go out there and play grown, you should have to deal with grown consequences. But if you're getting molested, raped, somebody did something like that to you, you have every right to terminate your pregnancy, because you should not be reminded of the person that did that to you. Medical problems, you should be allowed to terminate your pregnancy. Absolutely. You don't have to be reminded of what somebody did to you when you didn't ask them to do it to you. Did you know a paramedic gets paid the same as a teacher? Oh, wow. That sucks for them. I ain't gonna even hold you. I make more money than some of the teachers, and I drive school buses. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I feel like I should make way more money than what I make right now. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If you don't speak up on your behalf, nobody else will. Nobody else will. You know what's gonna happen in the next 5 to 6 years? If you notice, all public schools, mostly all public schools, have become charter schools. Why? Because you can get better funding at a charter school. Some charter schools give you top-notch education. Some charter schools don't. Some public schools give you top-notch. Public schools give you that facade that everything is okay because of the sports programs. And you have to realize that. Let me take it back. Let me say this first. If you go to college and you get a degree and you go and you work in the field that you're in, you started out your whole career of life in debt. Unless you get a full scholarship, unless you get grants, things like that, you start your life out in debt. Why do I have to go in debt in order to live a better life? Right? The medical pharmacy people, full of shit. They got the cure for AIDS, cancer. You don't believe me? Check out Dr. Sebi. Look up Dr. Sebi. He told you he had the cure for everything. And then they wanted to take him to jail. They wanted to kill him. They wanted to look at Nipsey Hussle die because he was finna put the documentary out. You know what I'm saying? You could go into the military, but let me explain something to you that a lot of people in the military have explained to me. The military tells you all this great stuff, right? They sell you this fantasy, and then once you're in there, they treat you like shit. And then when you get out the military, guess what? I see more people that don't get help from the VA sleeping underneath the bridge. Now, mind you, these people gave they life. They fought for this country. They got PTSD, and you got them sleeping under a bridge. No. Your generals, your colonels, your sergeants, everybody else is living comfortable. Your lieutenants, y'all living comfortable as hell. Come get your people that fought for you and make sure they straight. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that. Get your degree, then get out. I believe in that. But understand this. I work with a man who's very, very intelligent. He was in the military. I ain't gonna tell you what his rank was and all that because that's not everybody's business. But where I work at, this man talks to me in military terms, and I talk to him in hood terms, and we understand each other. And I take everything he's ever said to me. I probably known him about 5, 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. Everything he said to me, I take at face value because he's not a liar. One thing he never tries to do is make me believe something that's not real. He ain't gonna tell me if a horse takes his shit and you pour syrup on his pancakes. Now he ain't finna give me that. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people in there. That's called mental illness. And let me tell you something. When we're dealing with people with mental illness, we have to give the people with mental illness the correct things to make them function. Trump helped the troops and bettered the military. When my dad was in the military, he was in the military. Obama and Biden now, and the past presidents that true. Well, hold on. He might have. Trump has. But let me make it clear to you. I don't want my president so cool with the op that I could just call the op and just give him any information, right? That's what Trump does. Trump, don't get me wrong, Trump is a good dude business-wise sometimes when he ain't going bankrupt. But if you so cool with the op, what did he say? First day in the office, I'm gonna stop the war. Why? Because you got the connect. You the plug. Why is there a war going on anyway? Because Russia lost their girlfriend, which is Ukraine? Because they don't want to live like y'all living over there like slaves? No. Putin, chill out. Kick back. So I'd rather go to war for freedom. Yeah, for freedom all day. I'll go to war all day for freedom. I'll risk my life for freedom all day. I'll fight for those who can't fight for themselves. I do it now as a civilian. You understand? My thing is this. If I tell you we're fighting a losing battle, we have freedom? Shit. Where it's at? Because freedom means you ain't got to pay for nothing. That's what freedom mean. Last time I checked, everything we do costs. Everything we do costs. Everything costs. We not free. We slaves to somebody. What freedom do you not? Well, let me explain something to you. I walk down the street right now where I live at, I get pulled over. I get stopped just for walking. I ain't got the freedom to walk down the street and not be harassed by the police. That's happened to me twice. My white counterpart, which is my best friend, walks down the street whenever he get ready. He don't never get stopped. Who got freedom, me or him? He got the freedom to walk around and chill. I got the freedom to get questioned. We're not free. That's not a victim's mentality. That's white privilege versus not being white. And my best friend is a white boy. He'll tell you the same thing. He's like, man, you walking down the same street that I'm walking down. And that's what it is. Now, I don't fool with Candace Owens. Let me tell you why. Because she's a hypocrite. She's a hypocrite. I don't even fool with Dr. Umar Johnson like I used to, because I believe that anybody that's just telling one group of people not to fool with another group of people is trying to cause a war at some point within races. So no. Candace Owens is definitely a hypocrite. Definitely. And it all depends on who you ask. But she's definitely... What has Candace Owens done? What has she done? Because every time I hear her open her mouth, I'm like, good Lord. Are you gonna try to make something better in what you're saying or not, Dr. Umar Johnson? You don't think Dr. Umar Johnson? Have you listened to this man? So let me ask you a question. Awareness of what? That as a black man, I shouldn't date a white woman and I shouldn't date anything but a black woman. That's what he says every single time that you hear from this man, correct? He been opening the same damn school for 5 years. Same damn school. It don't take that long to open no school. I promise you it don't. I want to love who love me, whatever color it is. I want to have the freedom that you say I got to love who I want and be with who I want to be with. Right? Well, who are you talking about? I understand certain things. I'm not saying every single thing that comes out of Candace Owens' mouth is wrong. What I'm saying is sometimes she'll say something and then backpedal. She'll backpedal. You got to give me honesty on that. I'm not saying I'm not talking about who she married to. I'm talking about what she says. He does speak for black people. He does. He's a black man. He's a black man. He speaks for the black people. Don't say he don't. He just don't speak for me. But he speaks for black. Do you know how many black people? Okay, to you she speaks facts. So you telling me everything she says is factual? It's not. It's not. No, he don't speak for all of us. But it's just like this. Me being an African American man and Puerto Rican, I catch hell. I catch hell. I'm not a victim. I'm not none of that shit. What I am is a person that can walk down the street of his own free will, and I have the right not to be harassed. I have the right not to be harassed. I have the right to date my Latina woman, walk in a mall, and not have other black women stare me and her up and down because I'm not with a black woman. That's the politics of the mind. I have the right to see my homeboy date his black African queen and white people not chastise him for not being with a white woman. We got the right to love who we want to love. We got the right to vote for who we want to vote for and the right to talk to who we want to talk to. We have the right to think outside the box. But what we don't have the right to do is for somebody to tell us we're going to go fight a war that's not our problem. Yes, there are allies. Yes. But part of your ally, part of that country belongs to somebody else. And if they want it back, they need to go talk to the other person. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe everybody can teach everybody something. Even the KKK can teach you how to not fall victim to certain shit. Even the black guerrillas can teach you not to fall victim to certain shit. But what we can't teach each other is the respect boundary. There's a respect boundary that you just don't cross. And I tell everybody, if you cross the boundary, then make sure you understand that consequences come with crossing the boundary. Somebody says, oh, how do you feel about they just let thousands and thousands of immigrants and migrants? This whole country's built off the migrant back. Now you want to be nervous? This whole country built off of drug money. This whole country is built off corruption. Every country you go to built off some kind of corruption. So stop sitting here acting like, oh, I never knew. The hell? Let's stop the corruption and get back to civilization. Why were we better in the 80s and 90s than we are now? We supposed to be flying around in cars that fly right now. You know why we can't never make it to outer space? And if y'all believe that these space shuttles is going, and read the Bible. That's all I'm going to tell you. You ever see every time they try to send a rocket, it blow up? Because God said you ain't coming up here with that bullshit. It ain't going to happen. Ain't no space station outside and all that bullshit. Like, quit letting these motherfuckers Steven Spielberg y'all, dog. Cut it out. Read the good book. Good book said it ain't gonna happen. Astronauts flying around, floating. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Now, can we make America better than it is right now? Absolutely. Absolutely. Dr. Space Comedy Science. I'm gonna read it. That's all I can do. I can only read what they say. I'm a scholar, so I like to read. I like to read what information I get. But let me make it clear to you. The Heavenly Father says only through him can you make it to heaven. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the scientists, like, they're great at what they do, but let's be clear. Majority of us know that we can't be bamboozled because we not dumb. If you can teach a monkey to fly, you can't teach common sense. You can't teach that. Stop letting people persuade you that this is this and that is that. It's not as black and white as they want you to believe it is. It's not. If you sit back, and now I want to talk to all my rich people who don't know how to act when they get money. It's NBA. Just because I said Negroes don't mean white people ain't involved, and Hispanics and Latinos ain't involved in this. NBA. Negroes be acting. That means all y'all who get money who ain't never had it before, let me break down what y'all do. Nobody need to know how much money you make, nigga. That's private. Keep your business to yourself. Because the moment you get money in your hands or in your pocket or in your bank account, guess what? You got more friends and family than you need. You got a whole new plan going on. You don't need every iPhone that comes out. You don't need every pair of Jordans recycled. You don't need all that. What you need to do is invest your money correctly, because money don't last forever, but investments do. You ever handed a 19-year-old $40 million and told him, hey, figure it out. This motherfucker gonna be broke in a year if he ain't got a good team around him. Exactly. People who have real money never tell you how much. Exactly. Those who have real money never tell you. I don't care if I got $100 in the bank. I ain't telling you, because that's real money to me. I don't care if I got $20 in a food stamp card. I ain't telling you, because you know what? That's on me. What happens now is that a lot of people can't wait to tell their business, and then they wondering how people found out. The worst thing that ever happened to America was social media. Because remember, before social media, the only way somebody knew your business is if you went outside and told it. Now you, everybody know your business in like 10 seconds. And then you got the nerve to say how they find out. You don't sit your goofy ass down somewhere with that bullshit. How they find out, because you can't wait to tell it. You going through something personal, shut the fuck up. Go through it. Only time you should tell somebody something is if you think of committing suicide, hurting somebody else, or hurting yourself. And you should go talk to a doctor about that. Stop telling your best friend your business, because as soon as they ain't your best friend, guess what they is? They your telling buddy now. Now, I remember when that fool said he gonna kill himself. He gonna hang himself from a tree. Now everybody know you as the weirdo. That's that politication I'm talking about. Stop always letting people tell you how you supposed to be. You know who you was before you met anybody else. You knew that how you was gonna be. Some people can't help it. Some people just can't help it. They don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you smiling. Why? Because they not the reason for it. They not the reason for it. All them so-called best friends you got, let me tell you something. Where the fuck they at when you down and out? When you down and out, where your best friends at? You can't even find them motherfuckers. Nowhere. That's how Tate got in so much trouble. Exactly, self-snitching. This motherfucker telling on his goddamn self. You ain't got to worry about 6ix9ine coming to tell on you, because give yourself enough time, you'll tell on yourself. You tell on yourself. Why? Because you want everybody to like you. What kind of politication is this bullshit y'all on? What kind of, what motherfucker tells on they self? I ain't never heard such bullshit in my life. Stop telling everybody your business. Stop waiting for somebody to cheer you on. Man, sometimes you gotta pat yourself on the back. Be like, yo, I did that. Man, you ain't gotta tell nobody. You ever told somebody something in confidence and they went, and by the time you know it, everybody knew, and you was like, man, I already told you. Keep your mouth shut. Write a book. Seriously. Start writing a book about your life. When your life is over, people should know all the good, bad, and the other bullshit you went through. Stop waiting for somebody to, man, that's my dog right there. And you ain't with me through the hard times. I don't want you with me through the good. Get the fuck out of here. Stop dogging people. Stop downing people. The motherfucker that put up with all your shit, guess what? That's the person you're supposed to be with. That's the person you're supposed to have around you. The person that rides with you through all the bullshit, that's the motherfucker that love you the most. You did. Good morning. Good morning. All these people running around, y'all can say I'm lying, but between January and we'll say the end of March, maybe April, y'all know what time that is, right? Who can tell me what time that is when everybody like you the most? Between January and April, people love you the most. Why? Why they love you? Because what time of the year is that? I'm gonna see if somebody gonna tell me what time that is. When you tell me, I'm gonna tell you if you right or wrong. Between January and April, you can find, you goddamn right. You goddamn right. You can find every friend in America during that time. Every friend, everybody and their mama know you where you at. They check on you and everything. During January and April, politication is at its all-time high. Everybody, oh, it's that time? Oh, it's that time? People who owe you money come and ask you for more money. Why? Because it's that time, baby. But when that time is up and you sick, you can't even find a friend, only in God. That's it. That's it. I need y'all to start politication on yourself. Start saying no. Start saying no. Tell them NBA, you Negroes be acting. You asking me for $1,000 if it wasn't income tax time, would you ask me for it? No, then Negroes stop acting. You Negroes be acting. NBA, you Negroes be acting. And that goes for white folks too. WBA, whites be acting. NBA, Mexicans be acting. NBA, Negroes be acting. You just put whatever religion you were in front of it and they be acting. They be acting. You would never, if I won the lottery for $250 million and you come and ask me for $500,000, I'm gonna look at you like you a cornball. That ain't nothing you would ask me for on a regular basis. Politication. I'm not familiar with that word. Could you please define it for me? Politication is when people be politicking for your pockets. Or they politic for, like, you got good credit, right? They ask you to take a loan out. They politicking, right? We just add the cation because, in case you don't know, listen to how I'm saying it, politication, in case you don't know, you ain't getting no money back. That's politication. It's a hood term. You ain't gonna find it in the dictionary. It's a hood term. We call it politication because you ain't getting your money back. People will break you. People will fraud you. They'll even crocodile tears. You ever seen somebody cry on cue? Oh, my kids, they don't have nothing to eat, man. I'm sorry to hear that. You can't help us out. Nah, I can't. I can't do nothing for y'all, man. I'm sorry. I'm struggling myself. Well, then you just get a check. Don't worry about my pockets. Worry about yours. That's politication. People always want to know about your money, but they ain't never worrying about their own. You feel me? No, it ain't no scrubs. Yeah, scrubs. Scrubs, yeah. So, you ever seen a woman? She worked her way up. She used to have to like wash clothes in a tub. She used to have to walk to go dry them at the laundromat. She cries, right? This ain't something I'm making up. I date the woman who did this, right? And then she says, I don't want this life. And she brings herself up, right? She had to stop fucking with stupid people to get to where she's at to this day, right? You ever seen a man? He wasn't trained not to have a bunch of women. So he ended up making a bunch of responsibilities that he couldn't really take care of. But his mind told him, you got to go to work and handle this, handle that. And then when he got to a point where he was at this level, he decided, I'll never let nothing that I've given life to go through what I went through. You understand? You got to know there's a learning curve in everybody's life. You ever had somebody tell you you can't do something? You know why they tell you that? Because they can't do it. So what better way to hold you back than to say, you can't do it? The greatest killer of all time set the greatest slogan. Adolf Hitler said it. If you tell somebody a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. That's just where we're at now in life. If you tell somebody a lie long enough, they'll start to believe it and it will become the truth. So if you're a weak-minded person, you're going to get weak-minded results. You have to be able to stand on what you say. If I tell you, look, I got your back, as long as you ain't putting me in something that can cost me my life, I got your back. But the moment you put me in a situation, I got to let you learn the hard way. That's not lying to a person. That's keeping it real. Right? Everybody want to, like, when it's time to vote, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, I don't care. I don't care. Tell me the truth. Don't feed me some bullshit. Tell me the truth. If you can do. If you can't, say, I'll see what I can do about getting to that. You know what I'm saying? Water seeds. Facts. Facts. But you want to know what's wrong and scary about some people? They're afraid. Dumb people are afraid to be around smart people. Smart people are afraid to be around smarter people. I'm not afraid to be around anybody that can teach me to be a better person. I'm not afraid of nothing. You know why? Because education and learning is the key. Knowledge is the key to power. They taught you that. You're never too old to learn. A person that that knows everything is perfect. And I only know one person in my lifetime that's perfect. We have to stop being selfish. But we have to start being more abundantly clear about things that we want in life. Just because you say no, that don't make you selfish. That makes you clear that you're not going to go through being broke. And let me clear something up before I get off of here. Y'all stop lying to people and telling people, I'll give you the last that I have. Stop saying that. Please stop saying that, because you're lying. You're not going to give, if me giving you my very last dollar means I got to go hungry. That means I can't provide no longer for my family. That means I'm a fool. I'll give you the last that I got as long as it ain't my last, but I'll give you what I can afford to give you. Here, I'm not giving you my last. I hear people say that all the time. I'm like, stop lying. You're not giving a person the very last dollar you got. You go hungry, they go get their belly full. Stop lying. You give the last of like if I got some change in here, okay, yeah, here you go. You know what I'm saying? I love being the dumbest person in the room because that gives me the opportunity to level up my game. Absolutely, I love being the. I don't want to be the dumbest person in the room, but I'll tell you what I will be: the quietest. I'll be the quietest person because sometimes a person that just evaluating smarter than you think. Smarter than you think. What this one lady tell me? How in the hell do you make it every day with the same uplifting spirit every day? Because I got one life to live. And I'm living it to the best of my ability. I already know what it feels like to be a bum. I know what it feels like to be a nobody to other people, but I was a somebody to me. I know what it feels like to have diabetes. I know what it feels like to be overweight. I know what it feels like to be sad. All this shit. We all go through something. But I know how to do it with a smile on my face. Can you say the same? I know how to do it, baby, where I take a bad situation and make it better in a matter of seconds. Why? Because my train of thought is built on what God told me, not what man told me. And God told me he ain't going to put me through nothing that I can't get out of. He ain't going to walk me through something he can't walk me out of. He ain't going to give me more I can handle. You understand? And this is why people got to start understanding, like, if I break myself down to the least common denominator, guess what I am? Still a person. If you break yourself down to the least common denominator, you feel like you failed. Because now you point out every wrong thing you've ever done, while I'm sitting here pointing out every right thing that I've ever accomplished. You understand the difference? When people tell you, you cannot, you tell them, I already did. I already did. You said you was going to be a millionaire. I'm already a millionaire. I got $1 in my pocket. It started the path. That's all it is. People hate when they see you becoming great. And now they got to figure out how to hang around you and your greatness. You dig? And those who don't like you, so what? So what? It ain't that they don't like you. They don't like them. You got a good woman. You got a good man. Y'all should be able to communicate. You going through hard times, babe? Shit. We can't get no Chick-fil-A today because they going to turn the lights off. Know what she going to say? I'll make us a Chick-fil-A thing. It ain't going to be Chick-fil-A, but it's going to be kind of close to it because they got the good sauce. But when she come to you and say, babe, I would like to get my feet done. I like to get my hands done. You know what you say? I got this $50. I can go buy me a game from GameStop that I've been wanting all week, or I can see her smile. Let her smile. Let her smile. Because the one that rode with you stayed with you. You want your woman happy? I mean, okay, I could wait another 2 weeks and get the new joint when it drops. What if she testing you? What if she got the game you want already? She just wanted to make sure that you wasn't a selfish motherfucker. Same thing with women. If your man sometimes like, man, babe, I really, you know, want to get my hair cut, but I ain't got enough. If you got your man, have your man. Because he might be testing you. He might be trying to see if you changed up your politication ways. Sometimes a man got to put his woman to the test. Sometimes a woman got to put a man to the test. Let me tell you something. I'm a faithful man, whether I'm in front of my woman or not. A woman can smile in my face. Oh, you cute. Go tell my girl. Down. Go let her know. Your politication ain't working here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not 20 years old. I'm not 30 years old. I'm a grown man. I want enchiladas made. You ain't finna fuck that up for me. You understand what I'm saying? So true. Most people aren't built for difficulties we can't control. Like we can't control. Facts. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? But you know what I think people are so afraid of? I agree with you. But you know what I think people are so afraid of is that if they were like a person who messed up a lot, right, in their life, and they start doing the right thing and people seeing them doing the right thing, they're only going to be remembered for the things they did wrong. And I think people are really afraid of that. I think they're afraid to see themselves succeed. You know what I'm saying? What's my favorite car? Um, the Ford Mustang GT convertible. My second favorite car is the Audi, which I'm in right now. Um, that's my favorite car. I had one and I let it go. I should have held on to it and restored it. We live and we learn, right? But yeah, so I want y'all to know, like, yo, you're welcome. You're welcome. Subscribe. Y'all follow me. I'll follow y'all back. Um, it's been a great talk, man. We'll do this again tomorrow and every day after. You know what I'm saying? This is my podcast channel. I have another channel on here on YouTube that I'm gonna be boosting up. I'll let y'all know when we on that. But right now we over here chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to know I appreciate all the dialogue y'all give me. Um, I really, really want y'all to really think about this on y'all way out. We should never be afraid of failing. In life, there's winners and there's true failures. Ooh, I like that. That's deep. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. I like that one. Let me pin that message. That was deep. But I want y'all to truthfully, I want y'all to get up and do something for yourself today. Today, I want you to get up and do something for yourself. Everybody else is going to be okay. But today, get up and do something for yourself. Today, get up and do something for yourself. I'm Carter the Boss, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning on the Carter Podcast. You dig?